Okay, so this is what I was talking about when I said I had thoughts. Let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Child soldiers. These are child soldiers, right? Like, that's not all of them are under 18, but how many of them started training when they were 18, like actually consciously made a decision? Hey, I have agency. I'm legally an adult. Now I shall start training to be a ninja. Zero, right? Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura are all 12, right? Like, I know Sakura's 12. Somebody was just talking about in a comment how the first time she watched the show, she was 12, and Sakura was 12. Now she's 30, so I guess she was watching this 18 years ago. But she was the same age as Sakura now, and is still a fan because she's watching reactions of it, which I think is really cool. But the point is, she's 12. When did she start, man? They showed her training when she was 8 years old. So when did she start? When she was 6? There's a parallel here with Olympic gymnastics and probably a lot of other Olympic sports. But we've heard a lot of stories about Olympic gymnastics. They start when they're 4. 4 years old, they're out there and they're learning how to be on the pole, and they're 6 and they're 8. And back when I was watching the Olympics, which was a really long time ago, you would have 14-year-olds in the Olympics. Now I think there's a minimum age, maybe 16, maybe 18, I can't remember. But they raised the minimum age to be in the Olympics. But back then, you had 14-year-olds in the Olympics. Ridiculous, right? But there's a parallel there because you're 6 years old. You have no agency. You're not making a decision. I want to be an Olympic gymnast. Your parents made that decision, and it's being reinforced every day. I'm taking you to gymnastics class for 8 hours a day. That's reinforced from before they can remember. One of their earliest memories is probably being in one of these gyms. Same thing here. Like we saw them training at 8 years old. That means that they were probably starting when they were 4 or 5. So there's no choice being made here. Now I assume some people have an affinity for this. They can use you grew up in a leaf village or whatever, and say there's 24-year-olds, and they look at these 24-year-olds. Maybe they start with all of them, and then the ones who have an affinity for magic, they keep training. The ones who kind of wash out, they go be a farmer or a fisherman or whatever, right? I'm reading between the lines with some of this stuff, but that's what I think's going on here. Okay, then go up, you build up, and by the time they're 10, of these 24-year-olds who are now 10 years old, there's probably I'm pulling numbers out of my ass. Let's say half the class is left. Half of them washed out. Half of them are still training because they have some ability, right? By the time you get to be 12, we're at the top 3, and they're sent to train as a 3-team cell from your village. These are our 3 best ninjas from that class of 20. Just like I said, pulling numbers out of my ass. Who knows what the actual numbers are? But that sounds about right. For a small town, typically in a small town, you'd have 20 people in first grade. That's I grew up in a small town. That was kind of the situation. So you have a bunch of different things in play here. First of all, you have the fact that before they could remember their first memories of childhood, they've been training in this, to be a ninja. Okay, there's that. But if you're the top 3, if you're a member of this top 3 class, that means you saw that you are better than 17 of your classmates who eventually left the program. Think about what that does to your psychology. You're 8 years old, a bunch of kids leave. Well, why'd they leave? Because you're better than they are. You're 10 years old, a couple more leave. Why'd they leave? Because you're better than they are. What does that do to you? What does that do to your psychology, your psyche, your ego? It's positive reinforcement to stay in the program because you're better than other people, right? And plus, you can do cool things. You can do this cool magic. And now you're 12 years old. These people, the 12-year-olds, have not made a single conscious, free will decision to pursue this in their entire lives because they've been manipulated by the system and by the adults who've been training them all this time. Now, you could say, like somebody like Naruto, who's strong-willed, he chose this, he wants this, because here's the thing. If you truly didn't want it, if you were just being manipulated and forced into it, here's where you wash out. Before this, like Hinata, she probably is one of those people who wouldn't have chosen this. She was kind of forced into it. That's the sense you get, right? She's kind of pushed along. She has better magic ability than the other people. Maybe there's a particularly weak crop of kids that generation, so whatever, But she found herself on the floor where she made a conscious choice. If she truly didn't want this, she would have stayed down. So there, she's making a free will conscious choice for the first time in her life. I want to be a child soldier. This is something I want to pursue. She made that conscious choice. Naruto did it a few episodes ago. Sakura did it a couple episodes ago. That's the first time they made a conscious choice, a free will choice. But is that truly a free will choice? Because all the choices made up to that force them into that position where it's an A-B choice. Okay, either I pursue this, which affirms everything in my life has been about up to this point, or I reject this, which rejects everything my life has been about up to this point. Some people, particularly maybe strong-willed people, would reject it, or maybe they're too weak, they would reject it. But a strong person might channel everything that's happened to them, think it's their own choice, think it's their own decision. Plus, they do have a magic ability, and if they don't do this, they're wasting it. And they make the free choice to continue to pursue it. Is that a real choice? Probably not. So, these are child soldiers being manipulated into the situation and having all the choices made for them. There's the illusion of free choice, but there really isn't free choice here. Okay, so, but let's flip it on the other side. Why use child soldiers at all? Well, the biggest reason you use child soldiers is you have total control over a child soldier. If you start when they're 5 years old, by the time they're 12 and they have all these magical abilities, think about how powerful these kids are. Think about these people turning sand into objects and creating, the transfer, creating clones, being able to shapeshift, all these powers we've seen. Think about how powerful these people are. Think about a government or people who are in charge knowing these powerful people are out there and not having any control over them. How scary would that be? So, of course, governments use child soldiers because they have complete control over child soldiers. You only have but so much control over an 18-year-old who goes into boot camp. And there's a percentage, I can't remember what the study said, but I think it's like 30 to 40% of 18-year-olds who go into boot camp are brainwashed. And basically, you have total control over them. Almost half. So what if we lowered that age to 6? Started boot camp at 6. It would be 98%. You would have control over. So that's why they do it. It's obvious, right? There's child soldiers in this world. And these people, it'd be like Superman and Wonder Woman and the Flash. If you could get those people at 6 years old, train them from the time they're 6 years old, exercise complete control over them, they will be loyal to you. They will do what you say when they're 20. That's what's happening here. And I don't know if the series is ever going to address this. I don't think they will, because ultimately I think this series is a power fantasy for the demographic it's intended for, which was 12 years old, right? 12 to 15 probably. So it's a power fantasy. The series isn't really concerning itself with the subtext and the unfortunate implications of all this. But, I can't help but think of these things. And it will be interesting, and it would explain why this show is such a classic if the series does address this, right? So this has been kind of rattling around in my brain for a while now. I've only been thinking about the child soldier aspect from the point of view of the government. Why would they do this? Well, it's obvious why they do it, because they want control over these superheroes. But I didn't really think about how young they start really means that they've been like on railroad tracks their entire lives, and they really haven't had any choices. They're not here by choice. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they do come of age. And this may not happen until the sequel series. I don't know like how far out this particular series goes. I assume there's a time skip and when we come back they're adults. That's what I think happens. But it'll just be interesting to see if the series ever addresses this at all, or if at some point our heroes reject the system and say, we're going to do our own thing, go F yourself. So that's just something I'm thinking about right now. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, you know where we are? Just past the intro. 3, 2, 1. F you. Those are my advices to you. I do agree with him on this, by the way. You almost got her killed. I like Ninji's voice. His voice actor's good. Like I said, I'm not completely sold on Naradu's voice yet. Lee's voice is kind of weak too. And in that case, I think he's just not a good voice actor. I don't think it's like the actual tone of voice. With Naruto, it's just his voice. There's something off with his actual voice, not his delivery. His delivery is fine. Touch that nasty ass blood. That's right. Clean that damn blood up. Y'all nasty. How many fights left? 2? Shit. I meant to do this where I don't hear the title, yeah, but there's no warning. Like I said, One Piece gives you a little bit of warning. Yep. I don't want to face him. Yep. I don't want to fight any of these dudes, man. The scariest ones are left. Look at him. He looks like Damien. You know what I'm talking about? The devil boy? Maybe it's time to quit. Yeah. Maybe you snack too much. There you go. Well, that's just wrong, man. That's just wrong. Dude. Uh huh. They're looking at him like, you piece of crap. I'll take you to an all you can eat Korean. What does it say? Korean barbecue? You know what's funny about this? You can't eat all you can eat barbecue if you have a broken jaw. Yeah. This kid's about half a psycho, man. Look at him. Yeah, F Neji. Uh-huh. This is your recon, huh? He wants to see all the fights, man. Get all these skills. Like, people are putting their skills out for display, man. I'd be out here every day, too. I'd be looking, boy. Believe that. I hope not. That'd be kind of dumb to reveal it, right? You know how to get him going, don't you? You got beef, I know that. Yeah, I didn't ask. Uh, yeah, what was there a right way to take that? Such an a-hole. I kind of F with that. This guy's weird, man. Yep, you're going right now. We saw it in the title. There's nothing left to decide, right? There's only 2 matches left. Well, I mean, you got to decide between 2 matches, but you know what I mean. They won't even do this in the final round, will they? Because we know who it's going to be. Oh, shit. He already knows, don't he? Now, see, this is what I was talking about when I was talking about transportation ability, right? Transport, teleport. You're screwed, blued, and tattooed. Oh, it's not him? Yeah. They had me going. I really thought it was going to be Fat Boy. All right. That's hard to do, by the way. I used to try this. I forget what I was watching. I think it was one of those Kung Fu movies when I was a kid. But I tried to stand on one leg and kick the other. Bust my ass. His sensei is very weird. Yeah. Don't break your arm patting yourself on the back there, kid. We already seen them. It was in the woods, right? When did we see him use a gourd? Was it one of these matches or was it? I wonder if he's satire. The sensei. It feels like satire to me. They're satirizing the old kung fu movies or something. But we. You know what? Now I think about it, he's a Bruce Lee satire, isn't he? Rock Lee, and in the whole Bruce Lee thing there, and even the character design. And why did it take me so long to realize that? He's definitely a Bruce Lee satire. And also the whole thing about the kicking. You know, yeah, it's all there, right? It's literally right there. But anyway, I don't remember where we saw Sandboy, but we definitely saw his abilities. So he's scary. He done taking his cork out. You're effed. Okay. Oh, by the way, you know the previous fight, the fact that they broke the pattern. I just realized that the guy who dominated early in the fight won the fight. So that's a break in the pattern. I really like that they did that. You couldn't keep doing the same pattern, man. So now I can't, like, if somebody's winning the fight early, they don't necessarily mean that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to lose. So it's wide open now. Hey, man, you just turned into sand. That's not cool. He's about to stomp you out. What sand power is. It's formidable. I swear to God we saw his power before. Why does everybody act like they didn't see it? Okay, that's right. It was in the woods. There's only a couple of people saw it. That's right. That's right. Gotcha. Okay, that's what it was. Now, see, this is a case where a flashback is very helpful. Sand, kick your ass. Yep. Yeah. Does that mean that there's like the jutsu? I assume they say jutsu, not jujitsu, which is what I think I've been saying. It's jutsu. Okay. Does that mean there's one for every element? Like there's a water manipulating jutsu? I think we've kind of seen something like that. Well, fire. We've seen fire manipulation, haven't we? And then what would be the other one? There's the four elements they have in like the airbender. Oh, air. I guess would be the other one. This is essentially earth bending. Oh, really? It's like a pre-programmable. It's a pre-program. It's like a what they used to call that in programming. I think it was a batch, a subroutine. I think it was a subroutine. So it's like you program the subroutine and then you don't have to think about it. You can focus your energy on something else while the subroutine protects you. Interesting. What a psycho. Ah, shit. Yeah. If the old pattern was present, we would say Lee's going to win. Who do I think's going to win, though? Irregardless of patterns. I think Lee's going to lose. Because they've been building up Sandboy to be too powerful for him to lose now, right? Oh, shit. Why are you so cheerful, dude? It's very off putting. You know that's hard for people to get past, right? Oh, shit. Coming for you, man. Oh, that was a commercial break. Okay, I was like, why are we repeating ourselves? That sounded like an explosion. That was good. I think they dropped a World War II explosion in there. That's exactly what that sounded like. That was cool. I like his little sand floating, like those little motes of sand. Very cool. He's very physically gifted. Physically, you know. Dude, what is that? Well, we're here. He sounds like Shaggy. That's golly gee willikers. His English voice actor sounds like Shaggy. Oh shit. What's he got there? Yep. I already told you I don't like you. Yeah, that would be a load off, wouldn't it? Nah, there's something more to this. Yeah. What do you do? Destroy the floor? That dude's a fan. He's a ham, man. He's a full ham. Yeah, he's much faster without the weights. That's right. Chump. This may reestablish the pattern because he was getting his ass kicked early, right? Yeah, yeah, man. Those weights were holding back. Holy crap. Look at it. So we focus on the physical. I'm into it. It's all physical. I'm starting to see where people like it because people got excited when he first showed up, right? I'm starting to see it. I see the vision. He's starting to grow on me. I like it. I also like that he's disadvantaged magically, right? And his sensei is a complete psycho, so I'm into that too. Geek him up into fire eyes, man. You thought, chump, take that L with you. So that's what I've been saying all along, man. Just punch these people. Screw all this magic crap. The problem is you can't get through the magical defenses, right? For most of them. I do like it, I gotta say. Nice cracks in your little gourd. What happens if I actually shatter them? Of course, the sand is more dangerous outside the gourd than it is inside. Now he's mad, right? Uh oh. What the hell? Is he made of sand? Like, what is happening here? Oh, shit. That's not good. Yeah, that's not great. How? Wouldn't he be, like, large? Like, you know, if you had an extra layer of sand over you? You would be like, you just, what they call big boned, right? Oh, boy. No, I think he's encasing himself now. Oh, boy. Well, that is creepy. I like that. Hey, man, we all got an inner demon. It's like people talking about, don't make me mad. Well, it's like, I can get mad too, you know? Damn. It's called the suited armor, dumbass. Very interesting. Hilarious. Really? Right. Oh, right, right. Yeah, yeah. You have a limited amount. Okay. Yeah. For him to have to resort to that. Right. I would sit there and make him hold up the armor for a long time to burn up his magic, you know? Interesting. I'm going to stand here and make you use your armor for a long time. Hmm. Again, the fighting's all mental, right? Like, I keep stressing that because I'm so impressed by it. They keep coming back to the mental. Either it's talking shit or it's strategizing or tricking, fooling people, making you think this and then this happens. Any way you look at it, it always comes back to a mental attack. And they keep doing that. Like, the writer of the manga must be a genius because that requires a lot of thought to put into that. Blow that sand out of here. I'm making you. That's right, chump. I want to see the gourd. I won't be satisfied until the gourd shatters. F that gourd. He's kicking him to the moon. One of these days, Alice. That's right. Finishing blow. Punishing. That's right, chump. Drop him on the head. What do they call that in wrestling? There's a word for that. You drop them on their head, full force. They're done. Whatever that's called. I always like the damn reaction shots. I broke the floor. The last fight's gonna have to be outside. Sorry, we shattered the floor. Did he really win? Or is this just a fake out? They have so many fake outs on this show, right? You think people are done and they're not done. He's not really a sensei. He's more of a cheerleader. I'm not counting the chickens until the referee comes over and says it's over, man. What's up? What's up, ref? Looks pretty shattered to me. Wait, that's just a shell. That's right. He's standing behind you, isn't he? That's how they get you. You always think you win, and then there's another step to it. Look, you've seen enough. Turn around. He's be standing behind you. Or he's inside his gourd or something. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what. There's one thing this show knows how to do. That's an effing cliffhanger. You cliffhanging back. I cannot believe they cliffhanged me like that. You know what? I was expecting that to be a commercial break. I'd forgotten that we'd already had our commercial break, right? I wasn't looking at the time. Well, shit, man. I got to go into the next one.